So you may have seen these videos on social media poking fun at how different generations approach work today.
Travis is not in, is he? All right. We can loop in Cruz. I feel like he should have eyes on this.
Who puts a call on Friday? I thought our company was getting rid of meetings on Fridays. Like, what the hell happened?
All right. That and Gen Z demand for work-life balance have colleges trying to scramble to figure out how to prepare young students for actual work life. One professor who teaches internship planning tells the Washington Post with Gen Zers having missed out on social learning because of COVID and have been given a lot of grace around turning in work late. When somebody comes in and says you have to get things done by deadline, they feel angry. That makes them angry. Okay, Mike Rowe joins us now. He is, of course, the founder and CEO of the Micro Works Foundation. You can catch his show, People You Should Know, on YouTube. Mike, great to see you. I mean, I work with a lot of people in these generations who understand deadlines because they're really important in the news business. But is this a larger problem that you see out there, and how do we fix it?
Yeah. It's a problem.
Yeah.
And, look, deadline is just another word for consequence. And if there's no consequences in the world and no deadlines in the world, well, then expectations and standards and all those things are going to get real fungible real fast. And I read the article that you're referring to, and it's really interesting. But I think what it comes down to at base is because the labor market's so tight, and your last guest, it was right on the money. We've got a huge labor shortage, and the push to get to the AI thing over the finish line, that means data centers. We've got to train people to build these data centers. And so because they're not lined up to do this work, a lot of accommodation is going on. And look, it's easy to make fun, right? Those videos are funny, and there's a lot of truth in them. But I'll tell you what else is true, Martha. We're the clouds from which the snowflakes fell. Right? This didn't just happen. And so, I run a work ethic scholarship program. I demand all kinds of things for people who want my scholarship money, and most of those applications don't wind up being completed. They're started, but they don't finish them for the exact reasons we're talking about. So yeah, it's a problem. Do I know how to fix it? Not really, but the world is either going to change to accommodate the current generation, or the current generation is going to change to accommodate the world they're living in. Be interesting to see how it turns out.
Yeah, here's a quote from Fortune magazine. Many young people today would rather protect their well-being than compete their way up the corporate ladder. Many Gen Zers are eyeing easygoing jobs that don't require overtime, antisocial working hours, or substantial responsibilities like managing a large team. So, like building all of these things into your life is great. I don't understand how they're making money. Like how I had to pay my rent. I had to work a job, and then I had to waitress in order to pay my rent in New York City when I was in my 20s. And I wanted to succeed. Like I wanted to make more money than just enough to pay my rent. Is that missing, that motivation of the money?
I don't think the motivation for the money's missing. I think the consequences for not having the money is missing. I think that if you live your life on a high wire with a safety net 15 feet below you all of the time, there's no consequence for falling. And so you just begin to have a warped understanding of how gravity works. I think we have a warped understanding of how the employment market works right now. I don't have a crystal ball. I just know for sure in my foundation, we've got 2,200 kids who have learned to weld and be plumbers and carpenters, and many of them are making six figures. And you're either inspired by those kinds of people or you're not. What can you do? You lead the horse to water. That show, People You Should Know right now, is a celebration of work. That guy, Danny Combs, runs an organization to help autistic people learn a skill that's in demand. Martha, they're lined up down the street. So there's enthusiasm for the work. It's just not in the places you're looking.
Yeah, no, I think it's very inspiring, your program. And one thing that does make me feel good is that you do see more and more young people who want a trade and they want to be good at it. And they're learning how to do things with their hands that can really provide a really solid living for them and their families. So kudos to you for your foundation and for instilling that kind of option. And what a great option it can be for so many people. Mike, thank you. Great to see you as always.
You're welcome, Martha.